Hello guys, welcome to the intro video for the JavaScript chapter. So I'm going to talk about JavaScript a little bit and give you an introduction to JavaScript. JavaScript is a very popular programming language nowadays on the web. It's been around for 17 years, since 1995, so it's very popular, and JavaScript is now everywhere on the web. So any kind of website you see on the web has JavaScript on it. So we're gonna learn the basics of JavaScript. I can tell you that we learned in the XHTML and CSS chapter, the previous chapter, we learned how to create a simple web page, but a static web page. Okay, so it's still a very static, and we don't have a lot of effects and dynamics on the web page that we did on the last project of the last chapter. And JavaScript will take it to the next level. So JavaScript will give you an introduction to how to build more dynamics around the website. Okay, so that's what we will learn on the chapter. Anyways, if you have any questions on JavaScript, just send me a message or post your questions on the comments section. Okay, and that's basically it. Okay, we will start creating the first JavaScript code and the first JavaScript file on the next video, and see you guys later. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my second video tutorial on JavaScript. So in this tutorial we're gonna start doing some code. Okay, so let's open Notepad++. If any of you guys don't have the Notepad++ text editor, please go to Google and search for it. Okay, search for Notepad++ and download it. Okay, now I already typed HTML text here, and I made myself a web page. Okay, so you can type these tags as well, and you can save the file, save as test.html. Okay, remember that in the last course on XHTML CSS we learned how to place the CSS tags. Okay, and we learned that they should be placed and between head tags, right? So we usually type style and type equals text and CSS, and then we close. Okay, and in here we place CSS, blah blah blah, whatever CSS. But we are not going to do any CSS in this video. We're going to do some JavaScript code. And to do some JavaScript, the tags for JavaScript code are script type and then text slash JavaScript. Okay, and then close script. So you see, script tags go exactly where the CSS tags go. Okay, so if we had some CSS as well, okay, we could place it here. Style type blah 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 blah, and then close style here. Okay, so you can remember you have to put the script tags or the JavaScript tags inside or between the head. Okay, the head tags. Now that said, you can take all the tags of your web page. Okay, you can delete this and leave only your script tags. Why? Because I just put those tags because I just want you guys to see where normally script text goes when you have a web page, okay? When you have a finished web page. So now that we're gonna do some videos on simple and basic script code on JavaScript, we only need the script text here. So, and now we're gonna do the code inside. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is how to output something in your web page using JavaScript. So we can start by learning this line of code here, this command document, write, and then parentheses, and end with semicolon, okay? I'm going to remember you guys a lot of times throughout the course that you have always to end your line of code JavaScript with semicolon, okay? Try to remember that, okay? Always end with semicolon, the line of code. So document, write, and now you can type something. Let's type some numbers. Save this, and let's run it in Chrome. And here they are: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now let's write something. Okay, save this, and where is my browser here? Let's refresh, and we don't have nothing. And why is that? Because anytime you want to type text, you have to type it between double quotes, okay? So you see it also changes his color, okay? So now the code or JavaScript recognizes something as a string or a text, okay? So let's save this and let's refresh and see if it works. Okay, here it is. Something, it works, okay? So you can type whatever text you want, blah blah blah, here, okay? But it has to be always between some double quotes, okay? You can also use single quotes as well, okay? If you use single quotes, it will work as well. Here it is, okay? So use some double quotes or single quotes when you type some text in between the parentheses, okay, for the output to your web page. Now I'm going to show you also how to use the alert box. I'm sure you guys, many of you guys already have seen this throughout the web. Alert box, and then instead of this crap, let's type hello, welcome to my web page. Save this, remember end it with semicolon. Let's run this in Chrome, and there it is. An alert box, okay, says hello, welcome to my web page, and then we click it OK, and we go to the web page because it's in blank, we don't have anything on our web page. But every time you have this line of code, okay, your web page, as soon as it loads, it will show the alert box, okay, that you type here. So you can change anything inside the alert box or that you want to show to the user, okay? So that's it. You now know simple output or how to make some output in your web page using document write or an alert box, okay? So see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, just send me a message or post your questions in the comment section below. See you guys later. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my third video tutorial on JavaScript. And in this video I'm going to show you how to make some variables, okay, for the first time in JavaScript. So to make our first variable, we just have to type var space, and then we can type whatever name we want. I'm going to type test equals, and I'm going to type my name is Victor. Okay, you have to type that between double quotes. Okay, remember that whenever you type any text, we have to type you have to type it between double quotes. Okay, and end it. Let's end this with a semicolon. Okay, remember I told you every time you type a line of code in JavaScript, end it with semicolon. Don't forget that. So var test, okay, variable test will have this content here, okay, or this value will be stored inside variable test. Now, we want to output that content or that value in our web page. So to do that, we're gonna type document write. You learned that in the last video. Okay, document write is to output something to our web page. And what do we want to output? We want to output the content of this variable, which is this content here. And we do that by typing the name, only the name of the variable. Okay, the name of the variable is test. So we type test here. Let's save this. Let's see if this works. Chrome. And that's it. My name is Victor. Okay, so this is how we can output, okay, the content of a variable or the value, whatever value, because we can make some text. We can put some text stored in the variable, but we can also put some numbers or calculations. Okay, I'm gonna teach you that just in a minute. Now, document write test, and let's change this for to another. Let's make another example and type another text. My name is whatever. Well, let's save this, and I want to change this also to alert. Okay, let's make an alert box and make this run in Chrome, and there it is. Okay, this is the value of the variable. Okay, that we stored, and we made an alert. Okay, so every time we load that web page, or every time we load, we go to that web page, the alert box will pop up with this value here of this variable. Right. So we now know how to store some text inside a variable. So what about calculations? We talked about calculations. What is that of calculations? Calculations is that inside a variable we can place a calculation, like let's make a simple calculation, 3 plus 3, okay, and the result of this calculation, okay, will be stored inside test. And now when we call the variable test, the output will be always the result of that calculation. So let's do document write and see the output in our web page of variable test. Save this, see this, and the result is of course 6. Okay, so we can use we can make a large calculations here Just remember that you have to put the calculations between parentheses, okay? And we can use also multiplication sign. We can make the division. Can make minus. We can use plus. Okay, so we can use a lot. Let's use multiply. Okay, and see the result. I'm sure you'll have a large number. And that's it. Okay, so this is the result of this calculation here. Okay, so now we know how to place or store some text inside the variable and a calculation result. What about numbers, simple numbers? We can also place numbers inside a variable. Let's do some more than one variable with different numbers. Let's name variable number 1 will equal to 20, and variable number 2 will equal to 30. Okay, now let's make another variable. I'm making 3 variables. In JavaScript you can make as many variables as you want, okay? And let's name it test, and equals, I'm gonna put parentheses because I'm gonna make a calculation in here, and the calculation is variable number 1 plus variable number 2. Okay, I'm calling the variable name number 1 and the variable name number 2, and this obviously means 20, which should be here. This equals 20 plus 30. Okay, and let's type now document, right, semicolon, and here you have to type test. Okay, so now I want to output test, and test is the calculation of variable number 1 plus variable number 2, and variable number 1 is equals to 20, variable number 2 equals to 30. Okay, so basically this means 30 or 20 plus 30. Let's see if it works. Oops. Save, run in Chrome, and beautiful. That's it, 50. Okay, so we can change this and change the calculation, make multiply. Okay, let's multiply 20 multiplies by 30. Run this again. That's it, 600. Okay, so it works. So this is how variables work. Okay, guys. Some of you may be a little confused right now on how variables work, but don't worry, guys. We're gonna use a lot more variables in the next videos, and you'll get used to it. Okay, so if you have any questions about this video, just send me a message, okay, or post the questions in the comment section, and see you guys in the next video. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel OnClick Tutorials. Okay, see you guys later. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my 4th video tutorial on JavaScript. In this video tutorial I'm going to teach you how to use prompts. Okay, so let's open Notepad, and to make our first prompt, let's type prompt parentheses, and inside the parentheses let's type some text. Okay, remember to type some text. You had to put it between double quotes, sorry. Let's write, what is your name? Save this. Okay, let's run this in Chrome. And there it is. Okay, a box popped up with something, some input here where we can type whatever we want. And see that the text that we typed inside the parentheses is here. What is your name? Okay, so let's type here Victor. We click OK and nothing happens. Okay, to make the prompts useful, we had to put the prompts inside variables, and we do that like this. Variable, let's call it test equals, and then equals the prompt itself. Okay, so now what happens here is whatever we type in the prompt, in this case we will type our name, whatever we type there, it will be stored inside the variable test. Okay, and then we can use or output variable test to see the content. Okay, so let's make an alert, semicolon, and an alert of the value of the variable test. Let's save this. Let's run this. Chrome. What is your name? Victor. And there it is. Okay, an alert appears with my name or whatever I typed before in the prompt. So you see that we use prompts to take some information or take whatever the user types and then output in an alert, and we can make document write or whatever we want, okay, with that information. So let's make more variables. I'm going to change, instead of test, I'm going to change this to name, and then I'm going to make another variable called age equals prompt what is your age, and I'm gonna type another variable that will be band, and I'm gonna type what is your favorite band, and then I want to alert output the name variable, the age variable, and the band variable. Okay, each one will have the value or whatever we typed in the prompt. Okay, so I want to alert the name variable and to output more than one variable we type plus age variable plus the band variable. Okay, now we will have an alert with 3 variables, the values of the 3 variables. Let's run this. Chrome. What is your name? Victor. What is your age? 30. Where's your favorite band? Nirvana. And there it is. Victor, 30, Nirvana. Okay. So I want to put some space between Victor, 30, and Nirvana, or some commas. Okay. Let's make some commas here. Okay. Now, we have the name variable, then we have to type plus and double quotes because we're gonna type a text, and the text is only the comma itself. Okay, then plus again, age, and again after age plus a comma. Okay, and the band. So let's save this. Let's refresh this. And now, what is your name? Victor, age 30, Nirvana. And there it is. Victor, comma 30, comma, Nirvana. Okay. So let's make a more complex alert box with some more detailed, some more complex text. So I want a text saying in the alert box, your name is space and plus, and then my name will appear, right? Then comma, and here I will type your age is space plus age will be my age, and then here let's type and your favorite band is whatever I type in the band, okay, prompt. So let's run this. Let's run this, and my name is Victor, my age is 30, and my favorite band is Nirvana. And now text appears. Your name is Victor, your age is 30, and your favorite band is Nirvana. Okay, so you see how we can play with some prompts and use the prompts to take some information from the user, okay, or whatever the user types, and we use that to then output some answer that we want, okay, some information, okay, with the values that the user gave us before. So you can play more with this examples, okay. You can make more variables if you want and change the alert box with another type of text or whatever, okay. And remember that the code reads every line, but always in order, okay. So you remember that first appears the name, okay, then appears age, okay. So JavaScript reads always the code, and not only JavaScript, general programming languages reads the code in order, okay. First line, second line, blah 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 blah, okay. It doesn't read first the variable band and then the variable name and then alert and then comes back to the age, okay. It doesn't read like that. It's always in order, okay, line by line. So you can play with the code a little bit more on your own, okay, and develop more skills, okay, using these examples. So this is all for this video, and if you have any questions, just send me a message, and don't forget to subscribe. So see you guys later, and have a nice day. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my 5th video tutorial on JavaScript. And in this video I'm going to teach you how to use and create an array. So think of an array as a list of things or values. So to create your first array, let's type new array with capital A, parenthesis, and semicolon. Now between the parentheses is where we're going to put the values of our list. Okay. Now let's create a list of 3 cities, for example. Now our first city is going to be Detroit, and you see that I've put the city between double quotes. Now to go to our next city or value, we type comma and double quotes again, and we can type now, for example, Chicago or whatever city you want to put in there. Now the third one can be New York, and there it is. We have created our first array with 3 cities. We can create as many cities, or we can put here as many values as we want. as long as they are separated with a comma and between double quotes. Now, to handle this array, we should create a variable. Let's call the variable cities equals new array. What this is doing is variable cities is holding a new array, a full array with three values. Okay, now we can handle that array. Now, if we want, for example, to output the first city in our web browser or web page, we have to type the document dot write parentheses, and between the parentheses is where we're going to put the name of the variable, cities, and square brackets. And now between the square brackets we have to choose the city that we want to output. Our city is going to be the first one, which is Detroit, and to do that we have to type a number between 0 or the number, the number that we're going to put in here corresponds to the city or the order that is inside the array. So if we type 0, as I told you before, in programming languages, 0 means the first one, or 1, okay? So 0 will output Detroit, 1 will output Chicago, and 2 will output New York. Okay, so let's try if that works. Let's try 0 first. And let's refresh, and let's run this in Firefox for a change. And there it is. Detroit. Perfect. Okay. Now let's try, for example, the second one. 1. Let's refresh that, and there it is. Perfect. And if we type 2, obviously save it first, refresh the browser, and there it is. Okay, so this is how we can output whatever value we want from our list. Now, for example, if we want to output the whole array, we just type the name of the variable, cities. Let's go here and refresh, and I already have here the result: Detroit, Chicago, and New York. Okay, perfect. Now there's another way you can create an array. So let's delete all this. So first we type the variable var cities equals new array, semicolon. And down here we type cities, square brackets, and 0. And here we type equal, and the city that we want to put as the first one, or at the position 0, which was Detroit, I think. Now the second one obviously is 1, double quotes, and this was Chicago. So basically we are creating the same thing, or the same list we did before, the same array, but in another, this is another way you can use. The result is going to be the same. Okay, you can choose either this way or the other one to create an array. And here was New York. And that's it. Don't forget to close after the city with semicolon. Okay? Let's save this. And now let's use the same way we did before with the function document write, parenthesis, semicolon, and inside the parenthesis, if we type cities, and here we type 0, now it should appear city 0, it should appear Detroit. Let's refresh, and there it is. It works fine. If we type here the 2, it will output New York. And if we want the whole array, there it is. Okay, perfect. Now, let's say we already know how to output all the array or one element of the array. Now, what about if I want the 2 first ones, or the first one and the third one? Let's try to output Detroit and New York. So to do that, we type cities, square brackets, 0, and after that we type comma, cities, square brackets, and 2. Okay? Now, let's run this. Fresh, and there it is, Detroit and New York. Okay? There's a way that you will learn later on how to separate. You see that they are close together and they don't have a comma here. But I will show you later on in JavaScript how to do that. How to put a little space in there. Well, I can show you right now how to do that. You just have to take the comma out, and instead of the comma type plus plus, and between the plus we type double quotes, and the double quotes will have a space in it. Okay? Or a comma if you want to. Let's save this, and if you refresh, you'll see that the comma appears in there. Now let's give, instead of a comma, let's give it a space or 2 space. Let's refresh, and there it is. Okay, 2 spaces doesn't work. It will work only as 1 space. So let's give 1 space in there. So this is the way you can use. You can separate values, but we will talk about this more later on the course. Okay. For now, I just want you guys to learn how to make the arrays and how to output the values of the arrays. Okay, so this is all for now. See you in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my 6th video tutorial on JavaScript. And in this video, we're going to talk about the if statement, okay, and the if-else statement. So let's open the Notepad++, and let's put a prompt. I want a prompt in a variable, so let's type var, let's type age, and now prompt, and what is your age? Okay, I'm going to give you a very good example on how to use if statements. Now to type if statements, let's do if space parenthesis, and here we type below the curly braces. Okay, and you can give a little space between the curly braces. Okay, remember how to type this like I'm typing now, because you're gonna use, and we're gonna use throughout the course a lot, or well, maybe not a lot, but you're gonna use yourself in code, okay, either JavaScript or other type of programming languages, because the if statement is used in I think every programming language, okay, and basically is we use it in the same way in all languages, okay. So if statement and if else statement is very, very important and very common piece of code that we use in all programming languages. So if, and inside parentheses we have to type a comparison, okay, and let's do a basic thing like to compare to, and a symbol less than 3, okay, which is true. 2 is less than 3. So if 2 is less than 3, and here inside the curly braces is where we're gonna type the action that we want to do, okay? So let's type action here, okay? So if 2 is less than 3, do some action, okay? So here's where we put the code with the action. And let's use an alert, okay? Alert. We don't know how to do many actions right now in JavaScript, but we know how to do alerts and document write, okay? To output something. So we're gonna use alert, and here we're gonna type let's type your age is 30. Let's save this, okay? And I typed before the if statement, okay? I typed a prompt right here, okay? I'm gonna use this prompt to type something. In this case, I'm gonna type my age in the prompt. The value that I typed is going to be stored in the variable age, and here in the comparison, I'm gonna use that variable. Okay, I'm gonna type age less than 30. Okay, and or let's type age equals exactly to 30. Save this. Let's open this in Chrome. Okay, and now we have what is your age? I type 30, okay, and your age is 30. And this works like this. A prompt popped up, okay, because I have here the prompt, okay, inside a variable. So the prompt popped up with a question, what is your age? Okay, and then the if statement comes in, and we can read the if statement like this. If the variable age has a value of 30, or whatever we typed there is 30 or equals 30, okay, do an alert saying your age is 30, okay? But, for example, I typed 30, right? So age, variable age, is exactly the same as 30. But if I change this here, and then I go there, and I'm going to type 30 again, it will not pop up any alert at all, okay? Because the if statement only runs the code inside curly braces if the statement here or the comparison here is true, okay? So let's try this. What is your age? 30. So now age here will not be exactly equal to 31, because obviously 30 is not equal to 31, and nothing will happen. You see? The alert box didn't pop up, okay? So this is how we can do some to make JavaScript to do some decisions or to run some code only when we want to, or when we want the comparison to be true, okay? So let's type another thing. For example, I can type if age is less than 30, alert, you are too young. Okay. Save this. Now, let's see. run in Chrome. And now we type, let's see, how old? Well, I'm 20, but I think I messed up the code. If age is less than 30, you are too young. Yeah, that's okay. So 20, okay, and there it is. You are too young. Okay. So if I type in the code, if age is more or bigger than 30, you are too old. Let's see this, and let's run this in Chrome. Now let's type 33. Okay, you are too old. Okay, so now you see what I was talking about. So every time we can change every time we want the comparison here. Okay, using variables or some other stuff, and then we can use the whatever the user typed. Okay, make a comparison of that. Okay, and do an alert. Okay, if that comparison is true. Okay, so this is all for this video, and in the next video I didn't have the time to do the if-else statement, but I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. And I'm also going I'm also going to teach you how to use more than one comparison in the same parenthesis, inside the same parenthesis. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do if this comparison and then or another comparison. Okay, or another. So if those three comparisons are true, do the code. If one of them is not true, you will not do the code. Okay, so some of you guys are confused, but that's okay. The first time I learned this, I was also messed up in my head. Obviously, it's a little bit confusing at the beginning, but that's okay, guys. We are going to do a little bit more of this in the next video. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my 7th video tutorial on JavaScript. And in this video I'm going to show you or teach you how to use the if-else statement. Okay, so open your Notepad++, and here is the code from the last video tutorial. Okay, so we learned that if this statement here was true, this code here would execute. Okay, the code inside the first curly braces. But if this statement was not true, nothing would execute. And how to change that and make something to execute when the statement is false. Okay, instead of not showing nothing, I want another alert box to appear, and I do that with the else statement here. Okay, so type else and some more curly braces, and give some space to write the code inside, and let's do another alert, and let's type you are too young. Okay, it's very simple. So this means that if this statement is true, this code will run. Okay, if this statement is false, this other code or the else code will run. Okay, here, and is another alert box saying you're too young. So let's try, let's see the example of the two ways. Okay, now let's use first let's see first the first example, which is the alert. Now, age, if I type in the prompt the age, I'm going to type 40, okay, which is really bigger than 30. So if I type 40, the comparison here is true because the symbol says age has to be bigger than 30. So let's run this and type 40 in the prompt box. And now the pop-up is the "you are too old," which is the first one, okay? Now I want this to be false, and to see that I'm going to type in the prompt 20, okay? Because 20 is not really bigger than 30, right? Is less than 30. So this would be false, a false statement. And this other alert box will execute. Let's see that. 20. There it is. You're too young. Okay. So this is how we can make two different. We can use two different options, okay, of code, or two different pieces of code to run, okay, depending on what the statement is, if it's true or false. Okay, so this is all for this video. I think it's pretty clear, okay, how to use the if-else statement. And if you have any questions at all, just send me a message. Okay, guys? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel on Click Tutorials. And see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my 8th video tutorial on JavaScript. And this video I'm going to show you how to use the else if statement. Okay, so let's open Notepad++, and we have the code from the last video. The else, you maybe have the else statement here, okay, but you can delete the else statement, because we are going to use the else if statement, okay. Also, you noticed that I change my variable name, and I change a little bit the prompt. So you guys can copy this, okay. The variable name will be now username. The prompt will be type your name below. And then the if statement, the comparison will be username, which is the variable here, and then equals text Victor, okay, that is my name. These two signs, okay, two equal signs, means that exactly the same. So username is exactly the same as this text, okay, as Victor here. So if I type Victor in the prompt, that will be stored in the username variable, and this will be Victor, and Victor is exactly equal to this Victor, so this statement will be true, very true, okay. So this alert box will pop up saying, "You are Victor, welcome to the users section," okay. But now we want to use more comparisons and more names, okay. So we do that using else if parenthesis, and we type again the variable name. Let's use exactly equal again, and name, let's use another name like John, okay, and curly braces, and let's do another alert box, alert, and we can copy this text here, copy, and paste, and instead of Victor, of course, let's change this to John. So if in the prompt I type John, okay, it means that this comparison will be true, okay? So instead of this alert, this one will show, okay? So of course, if I type John, this alert box will show saying you are John. Welcome to the user section. And you can type unlimited else if statements, as many as you want, okay? So let's do just another one more. And username equals exactly to Mary. And some curly braces, and the code we want to run is an alert box saying the same as here. The only difference is we're going to change the name, okay? Instead of John is Mary. Let's save this, okay? And after this, let's type here else, okay? Let's end it with else. And you guys remember what else was? Else was if any of these names don't work, we're gonna run else, okay? And else will say that is another alert box saying we don't recognize this name. Go away. Type. So we have now 3 names. Let's say they were usernames, okay, for entering a section or a website. So now we have Victor, John, and Mary. And if none of those 3 names are typed in the prompt box, the else will run with this code here, another alert box saying we don't recognize this name, go away. Okay, so let's try this code and run it in the browser, and let's see each example. Type your name below. So the first name was Victor, right? So let's type Victor, and there it is. You're Victor, welcome to the users section. Now let's type, the second name was John, I think, yes. You're John, welcome to the users section. And the third was Mary. You are Mary, welcome to the users section, okay? And what if we don't type any of those 3? Let's say Brian, enter. We don't recognize this name, go away. Okay? Let's do Matt. We don't recognize this name, go away. Okay, so this is how we use else if statement, okay? And this is a cool example with some usernames, okay? And if those usernames, if we type a username that is not in the code, okay, we give an alert box saying don't go, you are not a username, or we don't recognize this username, go away. So okay, so this is how we use else if statements. Don't forget that you could use unlimited else if, so we can still go and make a larger list of names, okay, of all the names of that we want to be prompt with an alert box saying welcome, you are a user, welcome to my website, or something like that. So this is all for this video, guys. So if you have any questions at all, just send me a message or type your questions in the comments section below the video, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial on JavaScript, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do a for loop. And for loop is something that it's very useful in JavaScript, and it's also used in other programming languages, like PHP, for example. We will learn in this course as well how to use for loops in PHP, and basically they use the same principles. So as long as you know how to do it in JavaScript, you'll be able to do it in other programming languages. Now, to do a for loop, it's very simple. Just type for, and here you're gonna type I equals 0 inside the parentheses, and I is less than or equal to 10, and I plus plus. And then you can type open curly braces and close curly braces. And here, basically what I'm saying in here between the parentheses is how to repeat the code that I'm going to type here. For example, document write, and let's type here hello. Okay, let's save this. And basically I'm saying I'm creating a variable equal to 0, and this is something that for a for loop you need always to pay attention and put this condition as I typed in here. I equals 0. I is a variable that we are creating in here, so has value 0. And now I'm saying as long as I is less or equal to 10, repeat I plus plus. This means repeat it one more time. So basically I'm saying repeat this line of code 10 times. If I change this to 5 times, hello will be outputted, or this line of code will be repeated 5 times. Let me just show you in a moment. Open Chrome, and there it is. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why is 6? Because as I told you, in programming languages, 0 counts as a number. Okay, it counts as, you have to count it like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so remember that. Now, to be more presentable, I'm going to type here line break, and there it is. Okay. Now this is a very this is the basic of a for loop, how to create a for loop. I'm going to show you just a useful thing for you to use with for loops. For example, how to loop through an array and output everything that is inside an array to your user. This is when we use and when the for loops are very useful. So let's create a variable cars, and let's type new array. And now here we can type Ferrari, BMW, and just one more, Mercedes. Okay, pretty simple. Now in here, instead of 5, I'm going to take the 5 out and the equal sign. And what I'm saying now is, as long as I is less than cars dot length, and this is a feature that is this is a built-in method or a built-in property in JavaScript that basically it gives you the length of everything that is inside cars. Okay, the variable cars. So it basically gives you everything that we have in here: Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes, and I'm saying output it one by one. So I want to output everything, and as you will see, now we can type here document write parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis we type cars, the name of the variable, square brackets, and inside it we type I. And if you save it, this simple formula will make it will make possible for you to output anything that is inside the array. Basically, a list of everything that is there. Let me just check here, and there it is. Okay, Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes. It's a bit disorganized because we don't have the spaces, but let me just type here aggregate plus double quotes and a line break. It will be much better. Save this, refresh, and there it is. Okay, Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes. And as long as you have, even if you had 1,000 names in here, it would be outputted in here. This is just a simple way to show you how you can use for loop in a useful way, okay, in coding. So if you have any questions, just send me a message or leave your questions in the comment section, and I'll come back to you as soon as I see it. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.